What is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and so we have to talk about this breaking news about this Toonami Rewind block that is going to be happening, I guess, starting May 31st, every Friday, apparently. Apparently it's going to be every Friday. Now, you probably think that, oh my god, this is going to be so good. This is going to be a remembrance of the old OG Toonami from like back in the day. Well, if you thought that, you'd be wrong. Because once again, they are playing Dragon Ball Z Kai over the OG DBZ dub. And they could be playing the OG DBZ dub at any time. And some people are like, well, Kai is like 14 years old. And I'm like, yes, but they've been playing Kai constantly on the block for those 14 years. The OG Dragon Ball Z is what, even in their bumper, the bumper advertisement they actually use the one clip that Linda Young like recorded when she was in Kai or whatever. Which is kind of ironic because they were like, oh, this is supposed to be the quote-unquote nostalgia vibe. It's like, no, it's not. Not for the people, from that time period like me that watched Toonami back in the day from where they're referring to. The Cartoon Network Toonami, okay? Which is what they're referring to because Adult Swim, the Adult Swim Toonami was never on Monday through Fridays and stuff like that. So when they're referring to Monday through Fridays and all that stuff, OG time slots, coming from home from school and stuff like that, they are referring to the old. They are referring to the old dub. Okay, they're referring to the old Toonami. Okay, and yet they're airing Dragon Ball Z Kai again over the OG Dragon Ball Z, which is what people want. Now, they're also showing Naruto, and they are showing the new Sailor Moon English dub. And they make sure to specify that, because they know that they've never aired it on TV. So again, Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon, the old dub is not available anymore, okay? It's out of print, and the dub was not that good in terms of changes and stuff like that. Voice actors were very good, and a lot of the music they did were very good, but obviously that old dub hasn't aged very well in terms of the censorship. So it makes sense why they're not showing it, and also they can't show it illegally anyways because it's forever out of print, so it's in licensing limbo. So it doesn't surprise me, but again, it's not really a real like Toonami Rewind because they're trying to it's trying to be like kind of like a boomerang, so to speak, but it's not really a boomerang because they're showing things that they've been actively showing anyways, and again, the Sailor Moon, the classic Sailor Moon that they're showing isn't the Sailor Moon that everybody remembered when they were kids when they showed it on, Toonami back in the day. So it's not really a real rewind. I guess really the only one you could probably say is Naruto because Naruto, it's obviously, that did air on Toonami. That was actually a little past the Golden Age era. That was during the Tom 3 era. I remember that when I was like a teenager. I was like a teenager. I think it was in high school when Naruto aired. So that was later on. Dragon Ball Z aired when I was a kid, man. Like I was like fucking like 8, 9, I think it may have been when Dragon Ball Z was airing, like during the Golden era. And that was when Sailor Moon was airing. I remember Sailor Moon a little bit. I didn't really watch that much back in the day. But I remember that too. I do got some of the old stuff. I got some of the old actual stuff for Sailor Moon too. The old DVDs or whatever. Like I try to find like a lot of the old stuff. You can't find the old stuff anymore. The old stuff is just out of print. The same with the old Dragon Ball Z stuff. Dragon Ball Z, trying to find all those old DVDs, like the old original release DVDs. That is that is what you need to look for. You need to look for that old stuff, the old Pokemon stuff, old Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Don't try to find the remastered shit, because they just totally manipulate that stuff. They change the replacement scores. I noticed that because on the Dragon Ball Z one, the Dragon Ball Z Blu-rays, right? Some of the scores are different in those versus the single set releases. They just man, it's just but yeah, my point is this isn't really a Toonami Rewind. This is such a misrepresentation of what people have been asking for years. We have been asking for an OG dub. I mean, when they came back on Toonami in 2012, they showed an OG Dragon Ball Z episode from the Cell Saga. So, yes, they could play the OG DBZ at any time. They could get the rights to it from Crunchyroll. It's vastly available. It's on the Crunchyroll dub, or not Crunchyroll. It's on the Crunchyroll streaming service. It was on the Funimation streaming service once before that went out of business. It was, the OG Dragon Ball Z dub is vastly available. It doesn't have the Bruce Falconer score, which it should, but it's vastly available for people to watch. So this whole idea that they can't play it is bullshit. It's not in the same situation as Sailor Moon. This is just another example of them just not doing what the fans want. The fans want the OG DBZ dub. Okay? We've seen Kai enough, man. We've seen it enough. It's out there, man. Come on. You could literally play the OG DBZ dub, which is everybody wants to remember. Everyone remembers as a kid. And they won't do it. Still won't do it. Still won't do it. I don't know, what are you going to say? Still won't do it. Still won't do it to this day. It's people have been asking for that to watch the OG dub. That's what everyone remembers as a kid. Well, Golden Age Toonami era. When I was a kid. We've heard Kai enough, man. Come on. Play the original dub, man. Play the original dub. I want to hear the Bruce Falconer dub. I want to hear the old stuff, man. I don't want to hear the Kai stuff anymore. I've heard it multiple times. I've watched the Kai dub. I don't need to watch it again. I need to watch the OG dub again. That's what I need to watch. I need to watch the OG dub on Toonami. I want to see those classic bumpers. I want them to do a classic fucking remake of the old Dragon Ball Z bumper. I want to see them do something like that. Remember when they used to do the old 30-second bumpers with Dragon Ball Z, the one with where Goku and Trunks are powering up and shit like that, and then you got Vegeta punches 18 and I want to see that again. I don't want to see man, come on. Come on. Give me goddamn fucking DBZ, man. Give me some fucking Dragon Ball Z. Old Dragon Ball Z. Not Kai. Enough with Kai. We've seen Kai enough, man. Come on, Jason. You know what we want. You know what we want. You know what we want. Man, oh man. That's what I gotta say. Oh man, I'm not happy about this. I'm not, no, man, it's not really a rewind. It's not a Toonami Rewind. This is a cash grab at this point. It is not. If they were really serious about doing a classic, old school, Toonami, Tom 2 type era Toonami, man, they would put the OG Dragon Ball Z on there. Obviously, you can't put the OG Sailor Moon on there for a lot of reasons, besides the licensing issue. But they could put that on there. They could put the old Pokemon on there. What else? What other? Oh, ZOIDS! That's another one. Put ZOIDS on. How about that? I haven't seen ZOIDS in years. I want to see ZOIDS Chaotic Century. Put that fucking on the block. Put that on the fucking block, mother. Put Put that on the block. How about put that on the block? Put Zoids on the block. I want to see Zoids Chaotic Century. Okay, that right there would, because Zoids has not been on anything for years. I mean, there was the new series that just recently came on Netflix, Zoids Wild or whatever, but they haven't. There are so many people who have no idea what Zoids is now because Zoids was out of print for like 10 years. Okay, man, put Zoids on. I want to see the next generation watching Zoids Chaotic Century. I want people to know who Van Flyheit was, okay? Because that fucking show was amazing, okay? That's what they should be putting on. That's what they should be putting on. They put that on. You know, I've heard people say Big O. I've heard people say Outlaw Star. And to that, I say they've been showing that. They showed that on the new Toonami a while back. You know, I want to see things on this block that haven't been seen in years. And I'm not talking about the show being old. I'm not talking about the show like, oh, Kai's 14 years old. I mean the dub, okay? You know, I'm talking about the dub. The DBZ dub's about 25 years. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z as a franchise is like 40 plus years old. But I'm talking about like the dub. You know, dub was originally created in 1996. So it's around 25 years, okay? The dub is, okay? I want to see things that haven't been shown in years. I want to see Zoids on the block again. You know, Zoids Chaotic Century. Zoid Zero, the other Zoid that technically came afterwards, though it aired before Zoids Chaotic Century. I want to see that Zoid. I want to see things that have not aired in years on Toonami, okay? I don't want to see things that are old that have been airing primarily on Toonami right now. That is what I want to see. That is what I want to see. I want to see shows that have not aired. That, to me, is a real rewind, okay? That is a real Toonami rewind, okay? In my opinion. That is a real Toonami rewind, okay? So that is my take on this scheduling here. Sailor Moon's a little kind of different because, again, this is a new dub that they're showing that never aired on TV but is airing now because, obviously, the old dub they can't really show anymore because there's a lot of censorship issues that made no sense. And also, obviously, the dub is out of print, like, forever because they won't bring it back in any capacity, not even for what re-release. Yeah, I wish they would bring it back for re-release. Like, you know, I could see them doing that, but they can't air it on TV anymore. You know, like the dub had so many problems back in the day that just don't work in today's environment. But yeah, I think. I would be totally fine with them re-releasing the old dub in like a DVD, but or Blu-ray or whatever. But to my understanding, though, for the old dub, with Sailor Moon at least, to my understanding, that Deke apparently didn't treat the masters that really good that they made from their dub. So I'm not exactly sure if they can, apparently. Because that's what I heard that's something that I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that the 2 seasons that they worked on, like when they released them on DVD years ago, that they did something bad or something to their masters, not the hard masters, not the Japanese masters, but the masters that they made for their version. There was something like really bad with it, so I have no idea what even the stat. I don't even know if it's possible for them to make a new version, even if they legally could right now. But yeah, I wish they could, but again, for this particular thing, I kind of can understand this one because this is kind of a different situation. With Sailor Moon is a completely different situation altogether. But it is going to be kind of a little awkward to put it on a block that's supposed to be like a nostalgia vibe when the Sailor Moon Viz dub is not really a nostalgia vibe because it never was ever on Toonami television to begin with. You know, for me, I think the Sailor Moon Viz Media dub should have just aired on the regular Toonami block. You know, that's just me personally because, again, this is a debut. I would have that be on the new block. That's just my take on it. That's how I think they should have approached it. I think they should have showed something that hasn't been shown in years, in my opinion. So that's what I got to think. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, flick this video, my videos. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all this content. And that is it. I am the S Ultimate Goku Moderate. Peace.